Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a plan with me for June reset, if you will. And I'm so excited for today's video. So I haven't really done one of these on my YouTube channel. I've done it on my podcast before, which that's like, I haven't done my podcast in a while. Anyways, not to get into that, but today's video is gonna be super fun. We're gonna be talking about goals and intentions. This is kind of just me starting fresh, like mid-year reset, because I honestly haven't done one of these videos like all year. So we're going to talk budget, goals and intentions, a little book wrap up. I'm going to go through some things on my calendar, some content calendar type planning, and also just some of my monthly favorites. So without further ado, we can go ahead and get into the video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here. Or if you're just sticking around and you're a ghost viewer, comment down below something that you like to do to reset for the new month. Okay. Goals and intentions for June. So I feel like in normal like reset videos, you would reflect on the last month, May, which I could do a quick recap. It was super short time here in Dallas, so I spent most of May out and about. I was in Kentucky for like 2 weeks, so I was working that whole time, but anyways, I was able to see my family, go to a concert, go to my brother's college graduation, lots of family time in May, which I'm really grateful for. And that's kind of like my recap. If you want to watch my vlogs, I posted most of my Kentucky vlogs since I've gotten back, so you could watch those. And May, to sum up May, it was just great. It was really good. It was relaxing, it was healing, and I really enjoyed May. So I'm looking forward to June. And so let's just go ahead and get into my intentions for June. So this month, I feel like it's just like grind season for me. My job's really busy this month with like my 9-to-5 job, and then also my boyfriend's out of town for like the first 2 weeks, so I was like, let's just dial down grind season, baby. Like that's what I was thinking. So with that, basically what I'm going to be doing is really focusing on my fitness and nutrition goals. So some of my intentions for June are to only have like 50 grams, not grams, that's psycho, 50 milligrams or less of caffeine a day. So like I'm cutting out the coffee for the month of June. Like I just don't need it. I will drink like a diet soda, so that's why I'm giving myself like the 50 milligram limit, because I have to have like a Diet Coke and like during the summer, you know. So that is one of my intentions, is to keep that under 50 milligrams a day, which so far I'm doing good. I'm filming this on June 2nd, by the way, so like we're still good. So with that, I have been going, and so I did a huge stock up, and I'm just getting like fun little drinks that are no caffeine. So instead of doing coffee, I'm just gonna have like lemonade or something, so, or diet tea, and like I said, some diet sodas, because I definitely realize I'm way too reliant on caffeine. So on the topic of like nutrition, food, whatever, another intention is to do a weekly meal plan. So not like prepping stuff, but just planning out dinners, lunch, like what I want to eat throughout the week. It doesn't have to be like on the said day I said I wanted to eat it, but just in general, I just do this in my notes app and just say Monday through Friday, and then like breakfast, lunch, dinner, say what I want, and then below that have like the ingredients. So today I did that when I went shopping. So I knew there were like a few dinner ideas, things that honestly I could make like 2 meals, like 2 dinners, but then eat those throughout the week, because I'm only one person, so it makes more servings. So like right now on the crock pot, I have a summer chili going, which I'm so excited to have. Not all of my, but a lot of my nutritious high protein meals I get from Dairy Girl Fitness on TikTok, so highly recommend her. I'll link her down below so that you can go check her out. But so basically, like I said, just having that list of like, here's what I could eat throughout the week. And then I went to Aldi today, so that kind of goes into like the whole other part of the grind for June, is really like being super strict on my budget. I'm trying to save a lot this summer, this year, just in general. I'm trying to save. So it all kind of goes back to last year around May. This time last year I started really getting into like my budget, my finances, because before I wasn't really tracking any of my finances, and now like I'm a budget Excel girly, and it just makes my life I feel way more in control of my life, that I have my finances. Like I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm in control of them, and that just gives me a sense of peace that previously I didn't have, because I was so scattered, nothing really made sense. Also, this will be in my favorites, but I'll go ahead and mention it. Obsessed with Caleb Hammer on YouTube. I like to watch his podcast on YouTube. It's so good. I'm obsessed with watching finance podcasts right now. And guys, if you want me to do more finance videos, like, please. And I feel like I'm somewhat qualified too, because I've been doing my budget. I'm debt free, you know, things like that. So like, let's chat if you guys want me to do budget videos. Even if you don't want me to, I'll probably still do them. So anyways, super excited about that. So with that goal, the meal prep goal, okay, so then another intention and goal, I'm kind of using that interchangeably, is to get at least 10,000 steps a day. So far, I don't know, I just feel like I kind of fell off that train, but last July, Spencer and I did a mini cut where we were like getting like 15,000 steps, like going crazy. I think mine was 12,000 and his was like 15, which that's a lot of walking. So last night I wasn't really at my goal yet, and I just wanted to be cozy. So I just pulled my walking pad out, you know, watching a movie with my walking pad in the living room. Probably gonna do that here in a little bit as well, and it's just super nice. I probably should start doing it a little bit more throughout the day, the work day as well, because I really like to do that. So that's another goal / intention. And then another one, like I said, is sticking to my budget. So I can share with you guys the template that I have, and I can link it below. I bought it from Etsy, but I really like this budget. A lot of people use different apps that do like the auto tracking, but for me personally, if I have to enter in every single like expense, that it just makes me like notice that more. And recently I've had cash, and I've been paying cash with some things, and like that's when you really feel like it's your money and you're spending your money. Like when you swipe, it doesn't feel like money, but it just feels like a game. So anyways, and we'll get into more of the budget stuff later. But another intention for me is reading at least 4 books in June. So we can also go through a little bit later in this video my actual TBR and my like what I read in May type portion of this video. Another intention is to like be proactive and reach out to a friend to do something. I really just need to invite someone to my pool and to hang out at my pool. So easy, you know, I really could do that. Yeah, and I feel like that's pretty much, those are my intentions. So we'll see how they line up for the month, and we'll, you know, check back in next month. But I think I'm just gonna keep it simple. Like I'm not trying to overdo it. Sometimes I try to set way too many goals. It's just like not realistic. So those are the few that I wanted to share with you guys today. And now let's get into the book portion of this video. Okay, so basically books that I finished in May. So that would be Wellness by Nathan Hill, which is like contemporary fiction. I think I've talked about it a little bit on my YouTube channel, so I'm not gonna go too far into it, but I give this one a 3 out of 5. You could skip, but if you're into, I don't even really know how to describe this book. It covers so many different topics, but I would give it 3 out of 5. So skip, read it. Either way, you'll be fine. You won't hate me for it, but you're not gonna be like, that was the best book I ever read. Okay, next is Demon Copperhead, which I gave a 5 out of 5. Huge fan of this book. I'm someone who is from Appalachia, so this one like really resonated with me, even though I've literally not been through any sort of hardship like the people in this book, but it covers a lot of addiction, poverty, just so many different topics that are prevalent in Appalachia. So if you're from that area, highly recommend. Even if you're not, it won a Pulitzer Prize. Oprah picked it for a book club book. Like, you're gonna be into it. Highly recommend that one. And then finally, I read Kyland by Mia Sheridan, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5. It's basically these two teenagers in high school, two like really smart intellectual kids in Eastern Kentucky, actually. So this was like kind of fitting. I was just like home in Kentucky reading these two books. But this one was these two really smart kids like fighting over the same scholarship that would like get them out of their small town. Literally me. Okay, I actually did win a scholarship, full tuition scholarship to college, and I literally couldn't wait to leave my hometown. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fitting. Those were my 3 reads for May. I kind of thought I was gonna read more, but I didn't. So it's fine. Let's get into my June TBR because I kind of skipped around a little bit. But my June TBR, right now I'm currently reading A Funny Story on my Kindle by Emily Henry. Not A Funny Story on my Kindle. It's just called Funny Story. I'm reading it on my Kindle. It's by Emily Henry. So I'm really enjoying that book. I'm like halfway through right now. I really haven't loved Emily Henry in the past. I read her most recent one, Happy Place. Okay, I recently read that, I mean like last year or whatever when it came out, not my favorite. And I've read People We Meet on Vacation. I haven't loved her books in the past, but anyways, a lot of people really like them. My next up on my TBR is This Summer Will Be Different. I just got this from the library. So I'm excited to read this. I love Carly Fortune. Her books are so good. This is her 3rd book that she's released. I'm obsessed. And then let me go grab this other one that I really want to read back. And then I also really want to read Pride and Prejudice. I've literally had this book for so long. Anyway, so Pride and Prejudice, I'm excited to read this one. So basically, I was just looking up like what to watch when you're like having a solo night, and I found I was like looking at a website, but earlier in the day I had been reading A Funny Story by Emily Henry, and she had referenced this movie Bridget Jones's Diary, and I was like, oh okay, like I just kind of was like, I don't know that movie. Then on my list, I was looking at movies to watch. That was on the list. So I was like, oh, that seems like too much of a coincidence, so I'm gonna watch it. So I was watching that Friday night, and I was obsessed. Like, how have I not watched this freaking movie? It was so good. So I watched that, and then, where is this leading? Oh, yeah. Okay, then I just kind of was like Googling like that movie, Bridget Jones, and I saw some of the suggested searches were, is this movie based on Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen? And I was like, wait, I literally have that book. I have known nothing about Pride and Prejudice other than like, isn't it a classic? Like, I don't really know. So anyways, I think I'm gonna read Pride and Prejudice because it's just, all things are leading back to Jane Austen these days. So those are my June TBR books to be read, if you didn't know. Anyways, let's get into the monthly favorites. So one of my favorites this month, well, I guess this should be like what were my May favorites because that's what we're reflecting on. So one, I'm gonna say the Bridget Jones's Diary, the movie. Highly recommend that. Such a good one. Another favorite is Lipton Diet Peach Tea. Obsessed. And also, I recently discovered I like olives, but the caveat is they have to be pitted olives because the ones that don't have the pits, I don't like them, but I did discover that I like pitted olives. So shout out to my friend Peyton for putting me onto olives. But she had olives from Greece, so like those were way better, but we found like an okay version at the grocery store. So next, let's get into some calendar things. So okay, So basically, in June, some things to note that I have coming up. I'm not going to show you like my whole calendar. I don't know. It just feels weird. But basically, I put in like things that happen every single week. So like every Tuesday and Wednesday, I teach spin at Cycle Bar. So I have that in my calendar. Then I have like any appointments that I might have. And then I also have a concert on the 15th. I'm going to see Chris Stapleton. So I'm super excited about that. If there's any like movies that I hear about like way in advance and I'm like, ooh, I see the release date, I'm like, ooh, I want to go watch that. I'll sometimes just put that in my calendar. So like I have Inside Out 2 comes out a couple weeks from now. I want to watch that. And then I also have like a flight at the very end of the month for like the 4th of July. I'm leaving the 29th to go out of town. So excited. I'm going to Tahoe. That's in July, but still I'm like so excited for that. But yeah, basically that's all I have in here. Nothing crazy. Sometimes I'll put like paydays, just, I don't know, like something to look forward to. I like getting paid. I like to put those in my calendar. But really that's like kind of all I have going on in June. So nothing too crazy there. And then also in terms of like calendars and things, I've been trying to be more intentional with my social media posting. So a content calendar is also something I've been trying to work on. So basically I need to still do this one for June, but I do good notes on my iPad. So here you can kind of see what this looks like, but there's a calendar that I can just basically break down like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't know why I just said that, like every day of the week. And then for the week that we're on, list out the dates and then list out what I'm posting that day. So if it's like a TikTok or if it's a YouTube video, and then say what that is, and then underneath it, what do I need to do in order for that to go live? Film it, prep the script, edit, blah blah blah. Those are my favorites for May. And finally we'll get into the budget portion of this video. So we'll do a little reflection on May. And basically I'll tell you, I'm not gonna say like exact details on all of this stuff, but we'll just kind of figure this out. This is my first time really like exposing my budget, so we'll just go from here. But basically I'm just gonna tell you what I spent on my various categories, and I don't think I'm gonna be over budget in any of them, but let's just see. So basically let's go back to May, and again I'll link below the different template that I use for budgeting. Basically I do like an every dollar budget, so every dollar gets assigned to something, so everything as a home. So we'll just start with a few things. Like for example, in May I had to pay my car insurance for 6 months, so that was a big expense that came up in May. I don't really save for it throughout the months, like allocate it to a fund, like a sinking fund or anything. I kind of just pay it when it comes up in May and November. So that was $472. And then groceries, since I was home a lot, I wasn't even at my apartment, I didn't spend that much on groceries. I only spent like $175 on groceries this month, which is like obviously really cheap compared to what I would normally spend on groceries. And restaurants, since I was out and eating out a lot and things like that, I definitely spent more on restaurants since I was gone. So I spent $256 on groceries, and I usually don't budget like that much for groceries, if anything. Usually I do like $100 or less a month for, sorry, I keep saying groceries. For restaurants, I only budget usually like $100 or less. Coffee, I spent $51. Those Louisville coffee shops will get you. I usually don't eat or drink that much coffee out. Let's see. Travel, I spent $70 because I checked a bag, which that's kind of crazy. $70 literally just to check a bag. Honestly, that is kind of crazy. Like, that's round trip. Entertainment, I spent like $27. What did I do that was entertaining? Oh, I went to the movies. Yeah, at the beginning of the month I went to the movies with my friend. Okay, I forgot about that. That was really fun. That was we watched Challengers. I spent more than normal on gifts in May. I had a few different gifts. One of my friends graduated from pharmacy school, so I got her something. Mother's Day was in there. My friend's birthday was in April, but I just saw her in May, so I got her something. And I think that was pretty much it. Clothing. I normally literally put 0 for this category, but this month I spent $144 on clothing because the main reason was I did a Nuuly order. Actually, this dress is Nuuly, and if you want to try Nuuly, I actually highly recommend it. It's a clothing rental service, and so you get like 6 pieces a month for like $100, and like the whole month you have these items. And I highly recommend if you have like an event coming up, you're going to a wedding, something like that. Like, you're probably gonna spend that much anyways on an outfit or accessories, whatever. I don't know, I can justify anything, so I think it's worth it. But I like to do rental services. Like, if you're losing weight or something and you don't really like want to buy clothes at a certain size, then you could just rent them. Why was that so much? Oh, I spent like $126 on self-care. I bought supplements, so I just put that under the category of self-care, but that was like $126 up front, but really I could split that up over 3 months. So anyways, and I'm just telling you, these are the area that I'm kind of breaking down there were like the spending, like my expenses. So not my fixed bills that are like the reoccurring things that happen every month, like rent, utilities, that stuff. I'm not talking about that summary, that's separate. I'm just solely focused on the expense summary. If you look at the budget that I linked below, that's the one I'm talking about. You can like make your own categories and everything. And then I also have like a separate savings and investing bucket. So like those I just really didn't dive into the specifics on. But overall, like what I budgeted for, like I'm right at my budget. Everything was allocated where it was supposed to be. Nothing really went over, so that was good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's different than any video I've really ever done before, but I like a good sit down video. It can be really chatty. So let me know if you guys have any questions, if you want to see more videos like this, anything that you guys want to talk about in the comments. Let's chat. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and can't wait to see you next time. Love you. Bye.